Alright, lifers, now that we got our roller all done up and another day has arrived, let's go out and see if we can get something done. Why is it so bright out there? Oh my god, what's going on? What the hell? Oh my god, there's a giant orange ball of fire in the sky and it's coming right at us. Oh my god, run! Okay, lifers. Whew. Man, that was a close one. Like anybody would do today, we had to go down and look it up on the internet. What the hell is going on out here? Apparently, there is a star at the center of our solar system. And a lot of people have seen this before, apparently, but it's called sunlight. Go figure. I thought it was a fantasy. But one thing isn't a fantasy, is we're back to the 50-mile-an-hour winds. We've lost quite a few tree branches the last couple hours here. And as you can see, yeah, it's windy. Looks like we'll have to be resorting back to our Canon T2i, the best of 1990s technology out there. I'm just kidding, actually. These are really good cameras, especially for YouTube and such, and they're reasonably priced. But in our case, it's the only one with a giant windsock and an external mic. So we'll probably have to use that one today, because the one I'm holding now, the little Canon, it don't have a windsock and there's no way to put one on it, and you wouldn't hear a word I was saying. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little pressure off of the keel roller here. I mean, it moves a little bit, but because of the angle of the driveway, we got the trailer blocked and locked and all that good stuff. We just want to make sure that the roller goes back in the right place, and on top of that, there's no sagging while it's missing. Now we're going to put a little wood here to protect our hull. See if we can get this guy to go up right dead center on the keel. Slip our board in. There we go. Yeah, that's what we want. Maybe just a tad more. Well, it was definitely time for this one to go. And it looks like somebody cut it, the slots. Only left a tiny bit at the bottom here, which of course that broke over time. And can't really knock it. I mean, it's been on here for 51 years, so I guess they did okay, but we're gonna go ahead and replace this one. This one. Much bigger, held together a little stronger. While we got it off, we might as well get it sprayed up. A little cold galvanizing compound. We'll give that a few minutes and then we'll hit it up with the flat black here. Alright, give me a second here. Man, I'm really lucky that wasn't on camera. Or maybe not. I went to pick up my little trusty dusty Coca-Cola paint shield here, and there was a black wasp or something on it, and as I tried to shake him off, he actually went down inside. So Mr. Nice Guy here, I open up the box and shake it out. He lands on my leg and stings me. Now my right leg, all the way from my calf all the way down to the heel of my foot, is kind of numb. So if I fall out on y'all, you know what happened, and this will be evidence that it was not foul play. Besides from Mother Nature, or some pissed off hornet, I guess. Well, let's get this done. And we'll let that set up, and if I can actually walk back out here, we'll complete this thing. I mean, look at that dog. No, I'm not talking about the calf definition either. That's a bite. There's no stinger in it, but damn, that thing hurts. Alright, lifers, over the commercial break we noticed something. Not that the fact that ours is over freedomized there, but we took our two and matched them up. And as you can see, they don't line up. They're the same size, but these slots are out further than the ones inside. So, modification time. Nothing's ever easy. We've already marked out where our new holes should be. You know, it looks like about a half a length over. But this trailer is not an easy drill. Let me tell you, you have to use 4 different drill bits. And you have to work your way up to that size. Not only because it's probably going to be half of this hole, so that's a good idea. You know, you drill that hole and that way it has a pathway to follow, even though it doesn't have any metal over here. But you just can't get through it with a 1/2 inch unless you use a 1/2 inch drill, and you can put some serious weight behind it without actually drilling some pilot holes. And we hate to add more holes to the trailer, but it's not going to hurt anything. So in the tradition of the 1969 build, we're just going to hack it. We're just kidding. Next thing we're going to have to do is get rid of a little bit of this schmegma over weld here. Our plate's going to sit nice and flat here, and actually some of the weight may actually be on these cross members here, which is even better. But to sit flat, it sits up here on these welds, and that's not good. So we got to get it to sit flat. And yes, we have to paint again. I guess that's a small price to pay. Alright, lifers. This is how stuff gets out of hand as usual. We lost a bolt. I don't know where it is. Couldn't have gone far. I mean, who knows. But, so I go back in Shantytown in there and I get myself another bolt. But it's longer. Then it dawns on me, you know, the other one's only, you know, thin metal, probably what, 0.12 something, maybe 1.3. And I thought, well, how about if I put these backers behind it instead of washers? I mean, this thing's about 5 washers thick, or about 1/4 inch. And it's galvanized. It was made for a trailer of some kind. I forget where it came from, but they're really cool. So I made up 2 of them. Well, then I thought, wouldn't it be nice if I had the other 2 of them to put on this side? Now I had to make up 2 more. So we've gone from unbolt and bolt on to about 2 hours worth of work of painting and drilling and everything else and getting everything and all these pieces ready. So now we can actually bolt this roller on. That's how things get out of hand. With the coat of paint, everything looks better. As you can see, we've got blocks on the inside and we got blocks on the outside, so that big girl is pinched between the two. It's not supposed to hold that much weight anyway. I mean, even our tongue weight's only about 425 pounds if I remember correctly, somewhere around there. So it shouldn't, the main body of the boat sits on these keel rollers down here, which run the full length of the trailer all the way back to where the prop shaft comes out the boat. So if this don't work, I don't know what we're going to do, to be honest, but I think it's mainly because, like I said in the past video, that it was sitting in the yard at an angle and it kind of twisted it. I think that's more what happened to this roller than anything, to be honest. And I have to move on to something else real quick before, and I know I say this in almost every video, and it's because it's the truth. I'm really starting to think if I just stayed inside, everybody else would be able to enjoy the weather. Because every time I come out here, not really sure what happened to this. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. Thing is I put them on so they don't come off and fall off. So I need to separate this chain a little bit, and since I don't have a press in that sense to bring out here to do it, I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Voila! All I had to do is spread it a little bit. I just pinch them off a little bit when I put them on, that way they don't just fall off like this one. Now I have to get a new one because this one's stainless and everything I have is just regular old steel, and it's much stronger, except for whatever I did to it. This here is our, oh that's hot. This here is our 10,000 watt Honda generator, and we got a hell of a deal on it. When we bought this house, we found somebody, because everybody told us down here at Cape Fear that, man, you need a backup generator, because they just went through a hurricane and they didn't have power down here for like 10 days. So we moved down here, like I said, a decade ago, and we bought this generator, which had, I don't know, 4 hours on it. It was one of those, you know, a company bought it, it sat around for a couple years, and then they went out of business, and it was a liquidation sale basically. But long story short, for the longest time, it's the way it was. You know, we just roll it outside, we got a couple extension cords up there if things got hairy, and that's the way we dealt with things. And at one point, for the first 5 years, it seemed like every year we'd have a power outage, and it'd last more than 24 hours. I mean, it was, one time was during the winter time. I had cords running through here and up through there, and blankets stuffed in the door, and what a mess that was. So I finally put in a backfeed system, so we could leave the generator outside and plug it right into the wall. We've installed this outlet on the side of the house for the generator to plug into. That way, it sits right outside the garage door. Convenient for everything, on a paved surface. It's all good. The funny thing about that is, since then, they haven't used it much at all. I think I've used it one time for like 2 hours, and another time just to test the whole system. And like I said, we've had it for at least 10 years, I'm almost 11 now. The company before it had it for a couple years also. It has 26 hours on it, so not that we were praying for the apocalypse, but we were kind of ready for it, and here we are, no apocalypse. So it's a good and bad thing, because you know, you want to be ready when nobody else is, but at the same time, who wants an apocalypse? I mean, something to think about. So with that small but yet arduous task completed, roll out another off the list. We really need likes. We really need subscribers. Please, please, please subscribe. Raceboat Life. Oh, there he is. Look. This one will have to be in fast forward because the hailstorm's gonna come on and then we'll get a copyright infringement. Into this little plug right here, right outside the garage door. We've marked where our new holes need to be, and it's not very easy with this boat. Man, like any young person, I call myself young. Young at heart.
Okay, I'll be back. I won't be long.
Got you on film!
Okay.
And the next thing we're gonna have to do is get rid of a little bit of that. Damn, for a stupid little job. So we'll cut that part out. Jeez. Alright, next thing we're gonna have to do is get rid of and people wonder why these things take so long. Hey Raceboat Life fans, we really need your help, and we'd really like you to hit that like button down there, and it'd be really awesome if you also hit that little subscribe button also. Thanks. That sucked.